Many interpretations of astrology treat the chart as a flat, fatalistic blueprint, a fixed map that dictates an unchangeable destiny. In this symbolic language, planets appear as isolated archetypes. The sun represents the ego and self-expression, while the moon tracks the rhythm of emotion. These symbols remain dormant when viewed in isolation. A single archetype cannot generate momentum, tell a story, or initiate change on its own. Understanding human behavior requires looking past isolated planets and signs to find the hidden engine that forces these symbols to interact. The true narrative of the system is found in the invisible lines connecting the symbols across the 360-degree celestial wheel. These connections are called aspects. They are specific angular relationships, measured in exact degrees, between celestial bodies. These relationships form a celestial geometry of meaning. They serve as the functional engine of astrological timing and psychological evolution. Reading a chart is less about locating points and more about measuring the architecture of tension and harmony between them. When two planetary energies share the same space, they form a conjunction. At 0 degrees, this is the geometric seed of a new cycle. This dense blending of archetypes offers immense focus, but the lack of distance makes objective perspective difficult. At 120 degrees, the geometry shifts to the trine. By connecting planets within the same elemental family, this aspect creates a pathway of least resistance. These pathways manifest as innate talents and systemic balance. In this configuration, emotional and behavioral energy flows without friction. This lack of friction has a shadow side. Without structural resistance, abundant flow can lead to inertia and a lack of necessary growth. Conjunctions provide the concentrated seed, and trines offer a resting state, but neither aspect generates the pressure required to force evolution. Necessary pressure enters the system through the architecture of tension, beginning at 90 degrees. This is the square. It is a harsh intersection that creates internal roadblocks and demands immediate action to resolve the conflict. In the context of symbolic psychology, these points of friction serve as architectural pillars. They provide the resistance needed to forge new behavioral tendencies. When two forces sit 180 degrees apart, they form an opposition. Connected by a taut line across the wheel, they hold each other in a state of perfect polarity. Oppositions often function as mirrors. In the study of relationships, we attract people who embody the exact archetypes we have yet to integrate within ourselves. Tension in a chart is a structural requirement. It is the dialectical engine that prevents stagnation and shapes the soul through friction. Accurate interpretation requires treating the astrological chart as a holistic network of geometric tension and release. This perspective moves away from deterministic, fear-based labels such as bad luck or good fortune. The harmonious aspects establish a baseline momentum, while the tense aspects provide the friction that forces maturity and skill. Recognizing this matrix allows for intentional rest during the flow and purposeful effort during the squares. These geometric principles operate at every scale. Because they govern the interaction of archetypes, the same architecture of tension and integration seen in personal charts also appears in collective cycles and social sentiment shifts. Within this system, astrology serves as a map of energy pathways and symbolic psychology. It offers a way to track archetypal patterning rather than dictating a fixed outcome. The architecture of tension mapped in the sky is a celestial mirror, reflecting the architecture of human potential on Earth.